A new lawsuit could send ripples through the NCAA and change the way its NIL system works. Jaden Rashada sued the University of Florida football coach Billy Napier, along with the program's top booster and a former staffer. He's accusing Napier and the booster of conspiring to entice him to commit to Florida. According to the lawsuit, they promised Rashada $13.85 million to come and play at Florida. But the quarterback says he never saw any of that money, and the contract was terminated before he got on campus. Does Rashada have a legitimate case here?
I think he does, because, he's bringing the claim essentially under a fraudulent inducement theory. And for fraudulent inducement, you need to show that someone made a statement of fact to you that you relied on to induce you to do something. And as a result of that false statement, you suffer damages. And that statement doesn't even necessarily need to be made knowingly false at the time, but if it's made with reckless disregard for the truth, it still satisfies the element of that claim. And, beyond the legal part of it, you're taking a young person who's incredibly talented, that has a limited window to take advantage of these NIL deals, and you're pulling the rug out from under him. So I understand this both on a legal level and I'm not going to lie, I'm sort of a athlete advocate. I'm on the side of the athlete and the student. You're taking away earning potential from a tremendously talented individual.
Jared, what impact could this lawsuit have on the entire NCAA and college athletes overall?
College sports are in the middle of a full-blown transformation. The entire business model of college sports is changing, and it's going to change dramatically just later this week with the likely settlement of another lawsuit that could result in players essentially being paid by their schools, revenue sharing. Who knows where this ends up? We may be in a landscape soon where players are employees of their schools. We really don't know where this is going to go. But what this lawsuit is going to do, whether or not he wins his case, it goes to trial, whatever happens, what this lawsuit has already done, as it has shown people, the general public, and the politicians who are now going to be very involved in this college sports transformation, what is really happening on the ground, what the landscape is of college sports recruiting right now. And you're seeing it's always been messy, but now when you're throwing in the promise of millions of dollars into it, it just makes it even messier.
David, what do you expect to happen next with this lawsuit?
I mean, most suits don't go to trial. Most suits settle. And I think just similarly, something will happen here where the parties will work something out and try to save face as much as possible. I mean, I think Jaden looks good no matter how this turns out. I think the University of Florida is going to have egg on its face, really, no matter how this turns out. But I expect this is going to be settled. But as Jared notes, and everybody should read his article, I think it's a really terrific piece. This is precedent setting, how this is going to be handled from a business and legal standpoint.
I think more people will also be talking about, making the case for college athletes to be able to unionize. So we'll certainly have to keep an eye on that as well. Jared, the money Rashada was allegedly promised was from a collective. Explain quickly how these collectives work and how they're able to skirt NCAA rules and regulations.
Quickly is very hard to explain this topic, but I'll do my best. Essentially, it is still prohibited for schools to pay players directly or to hire their own players for endorsement deals. You can only be paid by third parties for name, image, and likeness, or endorsements, a simpler way of putting it. So what's happened is deep-pocketed donors of schools have gone together as a group to essentially pool the money of their donations to use as NIL money, as endorsement money for players. You are not supposed to be able to use money as an inducement to get a player to sign. You're not supposed to even talk to high school players about the possibility of NIL. But everyone knows it's happening. And what this lawsuit's shown is just how much it's happening. Not only was it happening, it seems like all the way up to the head coach of the team knew exactly what was going on. All of that, if it's true, is a violation of NCAA rules.
Jared Diamond with the Wall Street Journal and attorney David Fish, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.